Dark side of the hodl moon, crypto clip.
You mentioned cloud mining, so can you give me your thoughts on cloud mining? So you're renting hash power versus actually purchasing the hardware.
Yeah, so I mean, with a pool, right? Uh, Look, they are necessary, 100%. Especially because solo mining is at this point is a $1 billion+ proposition, which basically means you're just, instead of donating all your hash rate to and being paid proportionally to the amount of computational work you do, which is kind of pool mining, you're basically putting you have enough computational power to go and basically try to solve the block, which means you get the entire block reward. At this point, it's 12.5 bitcoins roughly every 10 minutes. Cloud mining presents, first off, to my knowledge, not legal in the United States yet. But cloud mining presents really difficult challenges because of transparency. And so, to be perfectly frank with you, my dream is to have something along the lines of cloud mining, but to have people actually own the infrastructure under it and be very transparent about what that infrastructure is. But for example, let's say I'm a mining manufacturer and I create a chip that, and this has been done, by the way. For example, I will name this, like Bitmain used to, and probably still do, mine with their chips before they send them to people. Well, so, let's say you have, say, the S9 that comes out and they're being used. So they're more efficient at that time, say 2016, than anything else. And they're being used by that manufacturer. Well, if you have a cloud mining contract with that manufacturer or with someone that's running those, they can basically say, hey, we're running an S7, which is, loads less powerful, actually be running a different ASIC, or in the terms of like today, basically a secret ASIC, and be not very transparent about what you're actually running. And since you only own the hash power coming out of it and not the infrastructure or the chip itself, it's not transparent enough for me to inspire confidence for me. I don't technically, like, I wouldn't say that that's something that really interests me, because I think that the real upside of mining is also owning a bit of infrastructure as well, and having kind of like a cash flowing asset that you have, not just owning a certain amount of hash power, basically because you are open to more asset price valuation fluctuations, and how that really hurts you, right? I think it's better actually just to buy the coin at that time. So that's kind of my thoughts on cloud mining. It's also a really, really small and niche industry right now, but kind of like ETFs, I think once they do it right, it's going to be very big.
Yeah. I would say, like, I kind of agree with you, but I would say devil's advocate. I would say, like, one argument is like, well, if you do the cloud mining and you just do a short-term contract, you're not holding the bag if you have a bunch of worthless ASICs, or, out-of-date ASICs, or you've got a bunch of hardware you can't make money with anymore. I guess that would be
Absolutely.
the only upside. It's kind of an insurance policy versus going all in, YOLO style.
Yeah, part of our investment thesis is hardware swaps, in terms of like basically transitioning out older miners to places where they can be run, transitioning in new miners, etc. And so I am probably very biased in terms of understanding how that monetization works on the other side. And so to me, the idea of running something but not owning it is not that interesting. That being said, I 100% agree. For some people, they just want to buy a contract on hash power, and that works for them. So I think there's a huge market for it. I would like to see it implemented in a better way, and fundamentally, just knowing the numbers on our side, the contracts that I've seen are grossly overpriced. So that's just kind of my opinion. But to each their own. It is definitely part of the mining scene.
Hodl moon!